Welcome to the Shut Up and Work podcast. I am one of your hosts, the coach. Along with me is SJ. And SJ, what do we have going on today? What is our topic?
Okay, coach. So today I want to talk about this phenomenon that's being called quiet hiring. We've talked a little bit about quiet quitting, and that simply means that people are only doing the bare minimum to keep their jobs
Wow.
at the workplace.
Mhm.
But now there's a different phenomenon going on, and some people are call it quiet hiring. We've all heard about how a lot of employers are having a hard time, particularly in the service industry, finding people who quote want to work.
Mm.
I personally don't know anybody who doesn't want to work, but the pandemic has changed the world. People had to go home, they had to take care of their children, they had to homeschool their children or at least help with their education. They couldn't send them to school anymore, and they've realized a lot of different things, the expense of childcare, a better work-life balance. There are a lot of different factors. So I'm going on a tangent. Getting back to quiet hiring, what employers are doing now is instead of filling a position, posting a position and then filling it, they are spreading out the responsibilities of that position with people who are already on the staff.
Mm.
So, in my opinion, this is a problem
Wow.
because the company is saving money on a salary and on benefits. People are
Yes.
already overworked, stressed out,
Yes.
getting they're getting frustrated with their situation, and here you
Yes.
are piling more work on them with no reward. At the very least, you need to bump somebody up in title or give them a pay raise, something. So I was taking a look at a couple of different articles here. So there's one article
Hmm.
on entrepreneur.com. And basically, this article is saying that quiet hiring is great for the employers, but it's dangerous for the employees who quiet quit.
Right.
Basically, meaning that the people who go above and beyond their job descriptions, who are the real go getters, they're going to succeed and do well. But the people who are quietly quitting and just doing what they have to do, they're going to be weeded out. Well, if that's the
Understood.
case, what's the problem? Are people really not coming into work? Do people not really want to work? Or is that leadership and management is not handling things well? They're not putting forth the effort to motivate their employees. Because when you go into a job, most people do talk about, depending on what type of industry you're in and what career level you're at, most people do talk about growing with the company. Everybody wants to say that we have opportunities for growth here. But
Mhm.
how literal is that? How many people actually get promoted, especially people of color? How many people actually do get opportunities to train for something else while they're on the job?
Great point. Great points that you're making on that. And let me share with the audience. Here is another top reason why the coach decided to get the hell out of the current workforce I was at. Because as you explained with the quiet hiring, I was a victim of that, I guess you can say, in the workforce. For example, okay, my last job, I was an occupational safety and health specialist. There was four of us to cover this whole South Texas region. So this region started at South Austin all the way down to the border of Brownsville, coming up all the way to the city of Corpus Christi, all the way to another Gulf city of Victoria. And then out towards the west, we extended all the way out to Del Rio, which is another border town to Mexico, all the way down to another border town of Laredo. So we had to cover all this region. And at first, it was four of us covering it. So it was okay. We were able to divide this region up between the four of us, and it worked very, very, very well. And then we went down to two of us. And then it went down to one, which was me. And so, being an occupational safety and health specialist, where you're going out inspecting construction sites, people not doing what they're supposed to be doing, people could be seriously injured or killed at any time they make a mistake or hospitalized overnight. And guess whose ass will be on the firing line? Mine. And somehow upper management didn't understand that we needed help. And I told them, it was like, look, I go above and beyond on some things, but damn it, I ain't going above and beyond when I'm shorthanded. I was straight up and told them, I need help. You can't just leave me stuck like this. And I told them that for 3 years, we went round and round. So, with that being said, I end up doing the other thing that you just mentioned, SJ. I quiet quit and told them to kiss my black ass. But go ahead, SJ.
That sounds like you quit out loud and on fire.
I know, right? Yeah, forget the. Well, I whispered it to him. How about that? I kind of whispered, "Kiss my
That's
ass,"
pretty
like
funny.
that. Yeah.
I think that more people than not are going through this right now.
Yep.
Even where I'm working currently, it's been a
Mhm.
different situation. And let me just say, when I started this job, the first 6 months honeymoon period, I was so happy. All of my friends were so happy for me. We thought, oh, this is going to be the one. This is going to be different. Not that I was going to stay here forever, because I already had a plan, a 2 to 3 year plan to stay
Mhm.
here and then move on to something else. But let me tell you, after that fifth, 6th month, oh my goodness. Now,
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember from previous podcasts, but over 24 people left the place that I'm working in the last year.
Yeah.
Only
Very true.
85 people work at this location.
Wow.
Yes. And people are still leaving, including me. I'm on my way out. I've been looking. It's only a matter of time.
Mhm.
So, all those people who have left, their work is getting spread out amongst the rest of us.
Mhm.
And, they think that we're fools. They think that we don't understand that these salaries that are getting reabsorbed into corporate, they keep telling us about budgets and budgets and, oh, they can't do this and they can't do that because of the budget. Well, this affects your budget. This affects your bottom line. You
Yeah.
now have extra money. So what are you doing with it?
Giving the upper management extra pay raises and bonuses.
Exactly. Instead of the people who have been waiting, who have been earning. This
Yep.
is another reason why salary transparency is so important. We talked about that in a previous podcast as well,
Mhm.
because there are people who are being played, who are being underpaid, who don't know their worth and don't know what the market value is. Because again, these pay scale and Glassdoor and these other sites that you can look up salaries on are not always accurate. But a good way to make sure that they become more accurate is to include your information anonymously.
Yep.
So back to the quiet hiring. Here's the irony, and this is the part that really tickles me. So one of the people who left our company was the HR manager.
Mhm.
So we obviously have a lot of things going on at this company. So we need some HR intervention. So now somebody is coming from HR from a different city. Well, I have to laugh to myself, because I'm pretty sure that based on what I know about this person, which isn't much, but I've met them and spoken with them a few times and I've seen them in action, they're going to leave this company because they are not going to do their job at their location and then take on the full responsibility of HR manager at our location for
Yep.
one salary.
Yep. And and
That's
and,
not going
and
to
I'm glad
happen.
you. Sorry to interject, but I'm glad you mentioned that one point because I forgot to say that in my little bit, my little story. Is that yes, people that are out there listening, I didn't get a raise when the other three safety guys left. They didn't say, "Oh, Don, hey, we're going to promote you. We're going to give you more money because you're going to have to be responsible for this whole region your damn self." No, and just as SJ was mentioning with the HR manager, no, there's no raises in this. You don't get paid. You don't get no extra bonuses. You don't get no more vacation time. As a matter of fact, your ass is expected to keep a plus working habit when other positions get cut in this situation. And they are expecting the work to be done. And to give you an example, if I had to drive to Corpus Christi, which was like damn near 3 hours away from my home location, they would be at the home location or in the home city at a meeting or something. And then knowing that I'm in Corpus Christi and I will be getting emails or text messages or phone calls saying, "Hey, Don, you need to go over here and inspect this site here in San Antonio or go inspect this site in Del Rio." Well, goddamn, I'm way down in Corpus Christi. How the hell am I supposed to be over there? And there was no excuse, as SJ is saying. They wanted me to be everywhere. They wanted me to be like goddamn Batman or something like that. I was supposed to duplicate myself, cut myself in half
Superhuman.
with scissors, where it's four coaches going out and doing the work somewhere. But go ahead, SJ.
I think that this is happening to a lot of people. And I think that we all need to empower ourselves to speak up because this is not fair. It's not ethical.
Mhm.
And it really does not align with all of these corporate models and pillars and culture that they keep promoting to us, telling us what a caring workplace they are and how they care about employees and how they're doing. There are a lot of things that you can ask for besides money. You can ask for additional time off. You can ask for an upgrade in your title. You can ask for training. I mean, there should be something. There's no reason that we should be doing all of this extra work. And
Right,
it's, you know, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So the people who are asking and who are negotiating, they might get something, but the worst that they can tell you is no.
right. But
And if they try to start intimidating you by telling you you have to do this, they don't own you. This might be the clue that you need or the hint that you need that you might need to go somewhere else.
good point on that last point. Now, what I will say with what is it? What's that saying again? Already, I was about to butcher it and mess it up. I'm always messing up good sayings. The what is it? Squeaky.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Okay, squeaky wheel gets the oil. Well, with that being said, I squeaked a lot. God damn it. I squeaked, I vibrated, I made hissing noises, everything to let you know that something was wrong with this wheel. And it still didn't work for me. Now, as I told people, and I'm gonna say the honest truth out there for all our listeners, had I been 3 or 4 shades lighter, then guess what? Bam, I probably would have been a hero. I probably would have got those pay raises, promotion bonuses. And guess what? If I was a few shades lighter, hell, if I was in Victoria or in another place or a location doing an inspection, that upper management that was here would have been backing me up and telling people, oh, he can't be here today because he's going to be in Corpus. Maybe he'll come over here next week. They would have had my back. But hell no, because I am toasty brown or hot fudge or whatever you want to call me. Guess what? I'm going to be held to a different standard. You know, they want me to be accountable for stuff that I can't control. And that's another problem with this quiet hiring, as they want to call it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Somehow they always manage to find somebody for the general manager positions, the CEO positions, the VP positions. How is that possible? Yet all of the people who are doing the work get stretched over and have to work 12 days in a row or,
Mhm.
you know, and again, they're doing all of the work. At my job in Austin, we started with a crew of 7. We
Mhm.
went down to a crew of 2,
Wow.
and it was simply the company being greedy.
Yeah, of course.
They realized that, hey, one way that we can report that we're doing better financially is if we keep cutting costs, then
Uh-huh.
we can absorb these funds and say that they were profits. Now, I don't know how they get away with that because whoever is watching their checks and balances should be able to see that this is not true growth and this is not true profit. It's just cutting corners.
Yep.
But that's ridiculous. Pay people what they're worth. And that's something that I've been
Mhm.
working on for the last few years as well, advocating for myself,
Mhm.
knowing my worth. Now, let me say something else. There is something to be said for experience. If you are not the most experienced person and you see an opportunity to get into leadership or you see an opportunity to learn a new skill that you didn't have before or something along those lines, then consider, weigh your options. Is this a good opportunity for me to get in this? Will I get something out of it as well, or will only the employer benefit? Because the employer is benefiting. So we have
Regardless.
to, yes. So we have to advocate for ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. We have to look out for ourselves. And I would say our fellow coworkers, if you can, if you're so inclined, up to a certain extent, but we definitely need to make some changes in the workplace. So if we're going to do it for ourselves, other people are going to benefit from it and vice versa.
Yeah, I totally get it. And that's, pretty much what you're saying. That's what you have to do. And sadly enough, as you said, if you see that upper management is not budging, they're ignoring your request, then it's time to switch over from quiet hiring to quiet quitting. Start looking for somewhere else to go because there's no use of keep butting your head against the wall. As the old saying goes, what is it? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is insanity. So
Yes.
that's what it is. And you can't force upper management or anybody to do the right thing because once they made up their mind that, hey, oh, this is the best way to do it. Army Corps of Engineers, they did the same thing. They gave all their buddies and all their friends good old boy system type of thing. They gave them all upper management jobs or all the highest positions, and then they wonder why they were in the damn red. They were making up positions to give to their buddies so they can make a certain amount of money, and with that, then they want to look at the people on the bottom. Oh, we got to cut costs. Oh, we got to lay people off. And I believe that is what goes on in the private sector as well, is how they lay all these people off and all these things and cut costs because they don't want themselves or their buddies to lose those high graded positions, and they don't want to lose their bonuses. They don't want to lose their extra time off. They don't want to lose their pay raises and things in that nature. So, as SJ stated, look out for yourself. All the people that are out there, I hate to say that, but you got to know yourself and know if you're being stepped on or and being used and abused like a mule. Know your worth, and if that company, give them a little time to try to meet your demands or at least show you that they're working on it. And if they're not, get the hell out of there. That's all I
Yep.
have to say on that.
And there are all different styles to approaching this. If you're not a person who's comfortable making demands, you can make suggestions, but you've got to speak up for yourself. You've
Exactly.
got to.
Exactly. Because nobody else will. And they will keep using you and abuse you more than what they're already doing in that situation. So, anything else on this topic, SJ?
I could continue to go on, but I'll leave it here for today. I'm going to have to say that we're going to have to continue to work on this one.
I totally agree. We're going to work on it. We are not going to shut up because this is the norm and it's going forward. And as everybody may notice out there, you're hearing about companies starting to lay off again. We're starting to go into this recession in 2023. So, with that being said, more and more of these things are going to happen. And sadly enough, you just have to prepare yourself and be ready to move in that situation. You can't get stuck and say, oh, this is the dream job. I don't never want to go to another job. You got to be that free agent, just like basketball and football players do. Be that free agent. I'm not going to commit to any team long term unless you commit to me long term. That's how you have to work it.
Absolutely.
Mhm. So, with that being said, first, thank everybody who's been tuning in, and I've been enjoying your comments. Please continue to leave your comments, also to like and share this video and subscribe. And when you subscribe, click that little bell by the subscribe button. That way, you'll get notified whenever we drop a new video in that situation. So, with that, thank you for tuning in to the Shut Up and Work podcast. Y'all have a great evening, and we will see you next time.